Hello everyone and welcome back to the nation of free to play. I'm mr.mondstadt and today I will share with you 10 crucial tips to make the most out of your F2P account. These tips will be in order from most basic to really determined F2P players, but if you really want to min-max your primos and efficiency, make sure to stick around till the end. Also, if you're looking for more free-to-play content, check out my other videos and consider subscribing to the channel, as it would help me out a lot. Without any further ado, let's get going with tip number 1. Do your dailies and spend your resin. For experienced players this should be a no-brainer, but it is such a crucial step and should be part of every daily routine that I had to include it. Doing your daily commissions takes no longer than 10 minutes and will give you 60 primos per day, which equals out to be 21,900 primos or 137 wishes in a year. This is basically enough to guarantee at least one limited 5-star character of your choice, and that is if you don't do anything else in the game. But you shouldn't stop there. While you're talking to Catherine, send your characters on expeditions to get some free Mora and more importantly, spend your resin. Within 24 hours, you will accumulate roughly 180 resin, but resin only regenerates if you're not capped. The resin cap is at 200, which means you have to spend your resin every day to not max out. On how to spend your resin, that is totally up to you. Fight bosses, get talent or weapon materials, farm ley lines, or lose your sanity trying to farm for a perfect double crit on-set goblet like most of us. Anything is better than letting it sit there. Usually it doesn't take longer than 5 to 10 minutes until all your resin is gone, which leaves you plenty of time for resin-less behavior. Tip number 2. Max out the events. And yes, this includes web events and the daily check-in. Genshin usually gives 4 events per patch, including 1 big main and 3 smaller events. The small ones usually give 420 primos each, while the big one gives around 800 to 1000 primo gems, with some being bigger and therefore more rewarding than others. On average, you can get over 2000 primos per patch, resulting in more than 100 pulls in a year. Web events, daily check-in and redeem codes not included. Also, you get a lot of Mora, level up XP and talent books from events like these, plus limited 4-star weapons and characters. Also, events, especially the big ones, are fun and contain lore or help you learn more about certain characters, so I would max them out even if they didn't give me anything, but since they do give a lot, you should max them out for sure. Tip number 3. Max out your battle pass. No, not by using your primo gems, but by playing the game. The battle pass gives you a lot of Mora, XP books, ores or artifact XP during each patch and is 100% free. Yes, there's the paid version which gives you more rewards, but also for F2Ps, you should make sure to reach level 50 by the end of each patch. The rewards increase with the level, so getting the last 10 from 40 to 50 gives a lot, and since you're following tip number 1 and 2, you are halfway there already. If you're still struggling to max out your battle pass, here are some tips. Cook 20 dishes per week. It takes literally 5 seconds to cook 20 fried eggs, so just do it. Forge 20 items per week. I recommend weapon enhancement ores, low investment, fast, and you can never have enough of them. Level up 3 artifacts to level 20. This is a recent addition to the battle pass, and while it may sound like a lot of investment, you actually get 20 primos for each of these 3 artifacts, resulting in 60 primos from the battle pass. Kill 3 weekly bosses per week. You do not have to claim the rewards for the battle pass reward. Obtain 1000 realm currency. Your teapot generates it anyway, just go claim it. Do this every week and you will be maxed out in no time. I usually reach level 50 with over 14 days left and I'm not even trying, so no excuses for you. Tip number 4. Do not pull just because you have primos. This one is a big one, because I see a lot of players do that even though they've been playing this game for years. The difference between you as an F2P and the pay-to-win streamer you're watching is that they have unlimited primos, you don't. Of course, wishing is fun and one of the most important and thrilling elements of any gacha game, but that doesn't mean you have to pull on every banner. You should pull for characters you like and or would help your account, and if one of these characters is available, go ahead. But maybe the most crucial lesson for F2P players is you cannot get every character. Even if you're lucky, even if you do your dailies and max out the events, it is not enough. The game is not designed that way, because ultimately the game wants you to spend money. Which means, if you're free to play, you have to be very picky when it comes to choosing your characters. Ask yourself, which characters do you want on your account and why? Write them down and then stick to that list. Two mistakes a lot of players make is first, pulling because I can. Let's say you saved up a lot of primos for a character and got them early. Now what? You have a lot of primos left, might as well go for the other character on the banner, right? No. I have this situation right now. I saved up over 50,000 primos and pulled Xylonen on 50 pity. I have a lot of primos to spare, I could go for the constellation or her weapon. I probably won't pull in the next patch anyway, so no harm done. No. Still, you're not broke now, but trust me, your F2P, you will be broke. I saved up that many pulls for a guaranteed Mavuika and a guaranteed Yoimiya. And especially rerun characters are tricky because they could come on banner anytime. Plus, even after I got these two Pyro ladies, I will have new goals. I want Mualani, I want Capitano, I want the Tsaritsa. Yes, I will be able to farm primos again, but I don't know how fast I will need them. So I'd rather save what I already have. The second mistake is hidden behind the phrase, I'm just building pity. No, you're not. You're a gacha addict, that's all. There's no such a thing as building pity. If you do not really want the 5-star on the banner, do not pull. Not for pity, not for 4 stars. Let's say you just got Xylonen and are back at 0 pity. You do some pulls on Kiori just to build some pity. What can happen? Well, you will end up with a random 5-star you didn't even want, and this early win could have been Mavuika or Chaska or whoever it is you actually wanted. Instead, your pity resets on Kiori and now you lose at 82 pity to Chi-Chi and run out of pulls. Now don't tell me you have no regrets. So stay disciplined and get who you really want. Tip number 5. Pull for supports, not DPSs. Genshin has the habit of releasing a lot of damage dealers all the time. In Fontaine we got Linne, Neviette, Wriothesley, Navia, Clarent and Arlecchino, and Natlan already has Mualani and Kinich. On the other side, how many cracked supports were released during that time? Farina, Shangyun and Xylonen. DPSs are fun, they are on field and put up big numbers. Naturally we are tempted to pull for them, me included. And the game really sells them. They are part of the main story or event, they are featured in Imaginary Theater, and Spiral Abyss is tailor-made for them. Buffs and opponents are designed to make them look super strong. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them are strong, but do you need all of them? If you're starting out, you should get one DPS first and then build a team for them. Then do that for a second DPS and you're already good to go. And these damage dealers do not have to be 5 stars. If you've been playing for a while, you probably have a bunch of DPSs on your account already, but who are you really using on a regular basis? When it comes to hard content, you probably stick to your 2 best teams, the rest is just sitting there looking good. But look at your support characters. They are on almost any team. Kazuha works with everyone. Nahida, every time we play Dendro, she's there. Farina, yes please. Xylonen, you bet. What I want to say is, the value of good support characters is so much higher and stable than the one of DPSs. If you don't believe me, look at the usage rates in Abyss. The damage dealers change all the time, depending on the opponents in floor 12, but the supports, they are always high up because they support your team, not just one character. Therefore, they also support your account. Tip number 6. Only pull for weapons if you can and want to guarantee one. The weapon banner is a scam. Don't pull on the weapon banner, it's a trap. Yes, we all have heard that before. I haven't pulled on weapon banner myself ever, and still, I disagree. I don't think the banner is a scam, especially not since the fate point was reduced from 2 to 1. However, it is still complicated and in most occasions I would not recommend to spend your primos there. Pulling for a 5-star weapon in Genshin is anything from a guaranteed upgrade. It can take you up to 80 pulls until purple becomes gold and then you get a weapon, but not necessarily the weapon. Losing a 50-50 is one thing, but the weapon banner isn't so far worse that you do not get a guarantee after you lost. No, you get a fate point. Now what is that? A fate point is a guarantee that your next 5-star weapon is the one you want, but only until the banner resets, so only for the next 21 days if you pull on day 1. When you lose your 50-50 on the character banner, your guarantee carries over, it does not run out. You lost in 5.0 and next time you pull in 5.2, no problem, you're still guaranteed. On the weapon banner, after you lost, you have to get your guarantee now or your fate point resets, meaning is lost. You lost 80 wishes, you got the wrong weapon, and next time you start from scratch. That's why people say the weapon banner is a scam. However, I still think you can pull on this banner even as an F2P if you meet the two following criteria. You really like the character and want to max them out by getting their signature. Check? Figured that was the easy one. Criteria number 2, you have 160 pulls saved up and are willing to lose them all for one copy of the weapon. Every time I'm tempted, I ask myself these questions to make sure it is not an impulsive decision. And so far, I never pulled for a weapon. Probably also because Raiden and Yoimiya have good 4-star options. I think it must be one of the worst experiences to have wasted your hard-earned primos as an F2P on the wrong weapon, so before you pull, make sure you can guarantee what you want. Tip number 7. Explore your world. Exploration gives you a lot. Primos, Mora, XP books, talent materials, and above all, a better understanding and experience of Genshin's open world. I know it is not everybody's favorite thing to do, but if you decide to play the game as an F2P, you should try to get into it. For me, I liked exploration from the start. It might even be my favorite thing to do in the game. I 100%ed the entirety of Teyvat, from Mondstadt to Natlan, from the chasm to the desert, everything is maxed out. I still find chests from time to time, but it's kinda rare. Also, I never used the interactive map for exploration. If you like to walk around, solve puzzles and just find stuff, I would recommend you do that as well. However, if you hate exploring for some reason, the Genshin interactive map will show you exactly where you have to go and what you have to do for your primos. Tip number 8. Max out your teapot. It doesn't have to be pretty, my teapot is nothing special either, but try to get to the max level 10 and place enough items to get as many real currency per hour as possible. The reason for that is, Tabi sells a lot of valuable items every week that you can only buy with this currency. You can get a transient resin, which is 60 resin a week, just like a fragile one, Heroes Wit, Mora, Artifact XP or Enhancement Ores for absolutely free. Once your teapot is maxed, the currency regenerates over time. All you have to do is go claim it and spend it for what you need the most. The teapot gives you items worth roughly 160 resin per week, so there's no reason why you shouldn't max it out. Tip number 9. Do a daily artifact route. By now we are deep within the dedicated F2P area, which means not everybody will be super enthusiastic about this idea. Still, I strongly recommend to everybody to invest 15 to 20 minutes per day on a fodder route. You will never have to farm artifact domains for fodder again, and you will always have enough to level up the pieces you want to level up. And if you don't need the fodder, just destroy the collected 1 and 2 star artifacts for extra Mora. An efficient artifact route will give you around 60,000 artifact XP every single day, which is worth roughly 80 resin. Also, we all have to sacrifice 100 levels of 5-star artifacts for the sanctifying elixir to forge our double crit goblets, so don't worry about throwing away any good pieces. Just get 25 mid pieces to +4 with a daily fodder and you're good to go. What? Where can I find an efficient artifact route? Well, I'm glad you asked. This was literally the first video on this account, so feel free to check it out and follow along. And last but not least, tip number 10. Have fun in the process. Being F2P can be difficult sometimes. It requires a lot of discipline and efficiency, but it is in my opinion also the most rewarding way of playing Genshin. Getting the character you wanted feels amazing after you grind for your primos for so long. 36 starting the Abyss with only 4-star weapons and without any consolations shows you really play the game instead of fixing your skill issues by swiping. And being able to pre-farm anything, from boss drops to talent books to artifacts for your desired waifu or husbando, just because you have that magical number of 28,800 primo gems lined up, one of the best feelings gacha can give you. So this is it. This brings us to the end of this video. I really hope these tips will help you on your F2P journey. What is your daily routine? What or who do you regret in Genshin, and do you have any more advice to share with the community? Please leave a comment down below and let us know all of that. Also, if you liked this video and want to get more free to play content, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!